In this video, we'll be going over all the chords in the key of C major. So that means the 3 major chords and the 3 minor chords, and then we'll tackle the 1 half diminished chord. So we're going to be learning C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and then B half diminished before returning to C. So our first chord is C major. Now if you look at the diagram, you'll see that this thickest string is not played. This is the 6th string. The strings go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6. So the 6th string is not being played. This note is C. We have our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 5th string. And then we have our middle finger on the 2nd fret on the 4th string. We skip a string, and then our index finger is on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Now make sure that we're applying just enough pressure but not too much pressure to hurt your fingers. And also make sure that we're arching our fingers enough that we are not muting the other strings with our fingers. Then we can hear every note clearly. Also, if you sit up straight, relax your shoulders and put your guitar a little out here, you'll have your arm lined up to make this much easier for you to play. If you have crouched posture or you're holding your guitar too close to you, then it's going to be difficult for you to have a good position to just have your hands and fingers line up to play the chords correctly. So that's our first chord, C major. Our second chord is D minor. So we're not playing these 2 strings. We're starting on the 4th string, which is the open D. The next is our middle finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Then I'm playing the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with my pinky. You can choose to play it with your ring finger, whatever feels more comfortable. And then our index finger is going to be on the 1st fret of the 1st string. If you see the diagram, you see the X's on the 5th and 6th string. That means we're playing from the 4th string down. Our third chord is E minor. So our open 6th string is an E. So we're going to start there. And then on the 5th and 4th string, we are fretting the 2nd fret. So you can fret this with these 2 fingers. I personally like to fret them with my 2 middle fingers. And we can play all of these strings. The 4th chord is F major. Now to play an F major, this is going to be a bar chord. If you haven't played bar chords yet, I'll also show you a simplified version to play this chord. That won't be as difficult. But if you want to play the full bar chord and give it a try, then we're going to be barring this whole 1st fret, mainly this, and the last 2. And we're not going to have our finger flat, and we're not going to have our hand like this. It's just comfortably and roughly in the middle. Not on this edge and not right here, but somewhere in between. Somewhere where it's comfortable. Then we have our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. And then our middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And we're playing all of these strings. And you want to try and get a clear sound. And you want to make sure that all of these notes are ringing clear and not being muted by your other fingers. Now if this is too difficult to play, you can try this same shape and then just move your index finger to the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And if you want, you can also bar this, but you don't have to. And just play from this note down. If you want a simplified version of this F chord, then you can play this F, which is going to be playing the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings. Our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and our first finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Now we're just playing the 3 strings that our fingers are on. Now there's a simplified F chord that if your hands are new to playing guitar and it's quite difficult for you to play bar chords, then you can just play this simplified version. The 5th chord is G major. Now for our G major chord, our middle finger's on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and I recommend trying to put your ring and pinky finger on the 3rd fret on the 1st and 2nd strings. It's going to look like this. Just play through all of the strings. Now the 6th chord is an A minor. So we're going to be starting on the open 5th string, which is A, and not playing this. So starting here. Our middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and our index finger is on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. We're just going to play from this string, 5th string down. Now there we have covered all of the major chords, C major, F major and G major, and all of the minor chords, D minor, E minor and A minor. Now with that we can play many songs. But just to complete all of the chords that are in C major, the 7th chord is a B half diminished. Now that chord looks like this. To play that chord, you put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, your pinky on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and your ring finger is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now, because this chord is actually a little difficult to play, I recommend a different chord in its place. Now it's using the same notes, but we're just going to change the position like this. And I feel it's a little more comfortable to play, and if you learn this way, then it might be easier for you to play this chord. So this chord has our index and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd and 5th strings, and then just like that we have our pinky and ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 2nd and 4th strings. We're just playing the middle 4 strings. We can choose to bar it like this, but if you see, it resolves nicely to the C major. Now you can get by definitely by just playing and learning these first 3 major and minor chords in the key of C, and we can get a long way just by using those. But if you feel like challenging yourself, then go ahead and learn that 7th chord, the half diminished. Now in the next video I'm going to show you 4 of these chords, the C, the F and the G major and the A minor, and show you some simplified shapes for these chords so that we can learn our first song.